All right, Monday's workout, just finished testing Monday. Monday is going to be a push focus day and it's going to be double strength, so there's no cardio in today. Warm up is going to be very straightforward. You're going to go straight into shoulder activations first. So pull aparts in front, pull aparts from the top, tricep extension on both arms, and then some external rotation just to kind of get the shoulder capsule nice and warmed up. Then you're going to go into plank toe touches. So think about this just being kind of like in a push-up position and I'm just pushing back. So the pushing back is gonna get into a little bit of some overhead mobility, and then obviously the toe touch itself is gonna be great for some hamstring and hip flexibility mobility. So you're gonna do 8 on each side there, then we're gonna do scorpion. Scorpion's the house favorite for me when it comes to upper body days because you're getting kind of anterior delt and pec opened up, you're getting some thoracic rotation, and then you're also getting a little bit of hip flexor mobility, which always pays off when we're doing bench press. So reset, we're gonna go through 3 exercises. First one, we're gonna do a psoas sit-up. So psoas sit-up is gonna be a little bit of core, but primarily it's just gonna be training the hip flexor more at length. And the question would be like, why am I doing a hip flexor mobility drill when it comes to a push day? And the answer is because bench press, right? When you think about the setup for a bench press, we wanna have enough length in the hip flexor to be able to set our back and set our hips and set our feet correctly. So that's why we programmed that one. So you got 3 by 6 reps on each side. Second exercise is gonna be a quadruped shoulder tap. So think about this kind of being like in a leopard crawl position. Shoulder tap for 2 seconds down. So remember, this is gonna be a lot of shoulder stability, a little bit of protraction, but mainly just gonna be stability at the shoulder joint itself. 6 reps each side, 2-second pause. Then we have a half kneeling single arm cable chest fly to a parallel press. So cable chest fly, it's gonna be single arm loaded, and you're just gonna mimic that with the opposite arm just to kind of keep the pattern grooved. And then you're gonna go into a Pallof press, which is gonna be an anti-rotation exercise for the core. So you're gonna get obviously anterior shoulder, pec opened up with the fly, and then you're getting some core with that as well. So all those are 6, all those are 3 sets. Your main strength piece, you're gonna be doing a banded barbell bench press. We were going back and forth between dumbbell or barbell. I like the banded variation because obviously with the band itself, it's gonna add a little extra of some resistance, but more on the variable side. So what variable resistance mean is the tension I receive at the bottom is not gonna be the same tension I receive at the top of the rep. So I think it's just gonna be a little bit easier and more productive for the hypertrophy aspect of it. And then we're gonna superset that with a tall kneeling dumbbell tricep extension. So tall kneeling, I like the tall kneeling position for this one because you're getting a little extra core stability and you're opening up your hips again, which is always good no matter which day we're doing, hence the functional aspect of bodybuilding. And then the overhead tricep extension for the triceps himself. And then the second strength piece, you're gonna go through 3 exercises, 3 sets, 15 reps for all of them. You're gonna go push-ups first, 15 reps, banded if you need it. Then you're gonna do a seated dumbbell lateral fly. So we're obviously just gonna keep the bench there. The push-ups might be regressed down to a kneeling instead of banded just because of setup. But seated dumbbell lateral flies with the lateral shoulders. And then the third one is gonna be a rope tricep extension, which is obviously gonna be for the triceps themselves. So easy on that one. And then your cool down is you're gonna do an anterior delt release with a lacrosse ball on the floor. So kind of just opening up some space there. And then we're gonna do a prayer stretch, but instead of it just being a prayer on a bench, we're actually gonna try to do our best to tuck the elbows and curl the hands behind the neck. So you're actually getting a little bit more tricep and not just lat and thoracic extension. And that's Monday's workout. Hope you guys enjoy.